Hey guys, Raivoons here. So you probably noticed that in recent months, a number of anime productions have announced that they will be going on an indefinite hiatus due to the local outbreak of a certain illness. But according to an industry insider, the effects of the virus are only half the story. Because he claims that the recent anime delays are allegedly because of increased foreign dependence. And that's pretty interesting. I always had the fear of foreign influence into the Japanese anime industry. I was always worried that most likely America will try to infiltrate Japan or push them to change their attitude, to censor more stuff that's totally acceptable in Japan, but stuff that often causes outrage by some snowflakes in the West. The recent announcement of several anime this season being delayed because of a certain illness might only be half true, as an anonymous anime director has claimed that increased dependence on China has led to this situation, a sad fate that could very well impact the industry greatly. Here you can see just some of the shows that announced a delay in broadcasting episodes and blamed the certain illness for this turn of events. With all the delays, some critics assumed the studios were using the illness as an excuse to improve the anime they're working on. Website Bounding Into Comics conducted an interview with the Japanese director of the anime industry to try and get some answers in regards to this. The director has chosen to remain anonymous to protect himself. So that does sound interesting, but also concerning, and we'll get into this interview. But let me remind you that you have to take this with a grain of salt, because the director wanted to stay anonymous, which is absolutely his right. I'm just telling you, take it with a grain of salt. With studios announcing multiple productions are going on indefinite hiatus due to the illness, Western anime fans are concerned and confused with how this happened. Some have even claimed that the studios are using the illness as an excuse to allow for further polishing of their series. What is the real story behind these delays? And the director answered, regarding the delay of some work this quarter, this is due to the increased dependence of the Japanese animation industry on foreign countries. Although the problem of the structure has been recognized for more than 10 years, time has passed without improvement. There has been a complete stoppage of work by Chinese subcontractors due to infection. Animation production, which relied on foreign countries for most of the moving images and finishing touches, have come to a standstill, and there are delays in work due to the creators working at home. The structural problems we originally had finally broke down. It is not a problem that can be solved with money alone. Other companies I know of are approaching countries other than China and Korea, but it will take more than a few years for them to succeed. And the interview goes on for a bit. I won't show you the rest because it's really not that important, in my opinion. We'll take a look at some comments and people's reactions to this news. One said, "This does make sense since over-reliance on foreign animators leaves you vulnerable, especially when they are from the dictatorship of China. Unfortunately, I think that the studios may be partially telling the truth too. When a single person catches the flu over there, they are forced to close the entire operation. The Japanese conformist attitude leads to some NPC behavior." And honestly, he's kind of right with that one. Look, I absolutely love Japan, I love the people, I love the country, I love their culture, I love their media, but this extremely careful attitude sometimes can get pretty annoying. Another comment saying, already in the past there was a contraction of the anime sector in the Showa era. Of course it was because of the economic bubble, and to survive they enslaved and clung to the animation industry at that time during the following era. What I want to say is that despite the difficulty, they knew how to get out of the crisis with ingenuity and dedication. And I hope this is also the case in this situation right now, because the anime industry could be running into a crisis. If dependence on other countries continues to grow and other countries increasingly try to influence Japan, then I'm pretty worried. Another comment said, contrary to popular belief, most Japanese studios outsource anime to neighboring Asian countries. The Japanese manga is usually done by Japanese mangakas, right? So when it finally gets an anime, it's a race to draw an entire episode in a week for 12 weeks or more. And time and labor is expensive. So they just hire cheap labor from countries like the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, etc., where labor is cheap and they don't need to worry about the workers' conditions, since someone else will simply take another spot if it means working for a big anime studio. This is for anyone who really needs to learn the truth of the state of the anime industry. And I'm personally really not informed on this, so I don't know if he's telling the truth, but I can definitely imagine it. If the labor in neighboring countries is a lot cheaper, then it's pretty likely that they will just hire workers from there. But I don't know about this. So the situation is looking rather grim. But we have to continue to gatekeep the anime industry and try to stay optimistic about the future. But what's your opinion on this? Tell me in the comments down below. And please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more. I would really appreciate it. Other than that, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. So until then, take care.